Everybody, it's Invicta. It's time for kind of a wacky Wednesday again here on the channel. Today we're going to be doing an Eden Greedier run, not Greed run, because a lot of people have been requesting to see a much harder and less fun version of Greed, and I figured, who am I then not to listen to the Mosh Pit? So thank you all very much for the suggestions, and also the Mosh Pit has been on a roll with the like streaks this week, especially after the Omega run. Of course, we had another video across 3,000 likes, now putting us only 20 away from the first Rebirth reaction video, which of course we will do as soon as the like streak counter hits 180. Thank you very much for that, as well as thank you to Deadlift Larry for posting this banger screenshot of the day on this Invicta subreddit. Title thread was Goat of Devil Deals, ? And yeah, I would definitely consider that. I believe that's also during a challenge run, but if you notice closely, Larry also has the coupon in the backpack, so that is a pretty awesome devil deal. Like, you could not ask for a better devil deal on, like, not only a challenge, but any run. So thank you very much, Deadlift Larry, and everyone who upvoted that one. All right, here we go, Greedier. It's going to be not Tainted Eden this time, and sure, oh my goodness, is that Sacred Orb? It is. Seed Day is going to be Echo 2, X-Ray 4, Bravo 4, November Whiskey. We've got Echo Chamber and Eraser. This is quite interesting. Good damage, good tears rate to start off with. We also have good movement speed. And yeah, the Eraser is actually quite okay in Greedier. Or Greed mode in general. Wow, we get 4 Soul Hearts to start with here. This is good. This is good. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to pick a very high priority target to erase, and that is not cornflies. We're looking at either erasing like gapers, trites, regular flies, not non-aggressive flies, or regular spiders. That's who we want to get rid of. Yeah, so flies, get them out of here. No more flies to worry about. Probably would have been better to get rid of leapers or trites, but I would rather like just remove something. Let's try to make a goal of we want to remove one thing and one thing only every single time that we get a chance to with the eraser. So now that doesn't mean that we're going to hold on to the eraser for this entire wave, of course, or this entire game. But you know, the longer we can hold on to it, the better. Look at that, we're taking out instant waves. Now you may have noticed that we did not gain any sort of extra money from that, and that's because we're playing Greedier. And Greedier basically is like a mode where if you ever found yourself playing Greed and you're just like, you know what, this is just way too much fun, I need to have less fun in this game, then boy howdy do we have a mode for you. Because you get less money for equal or even greater challenges, and there's an extra form, an extra phase of Ultra Greed. So yeah, get ready for that. Hope you, does that sound good? Yeah, all right. Well, I am going to use a key here just to get a key and a bomb, and we might as well go into the item room. You may have noticed that we only got 12 cents out of that entire ordeal, and that is very standard when it comes to Greedier mode. Just be prepared to deal with lots of no money or low items for like the entire run. Now that being said, of course, this is going to be kind of nice to have the Sacred Orb, because at least the items that we are going to get aren't going to be garbage. But it just comes down to being able to afford them, and that's really where the turd in the punch bowl of Greedier comes to play. And you may notice that Dookie is just not firing anything. It's because we erased flies, so it's kind of hilarious, kind of funny. We can't really go devil deals here. As much as I would like to, it doesn't make sense from a survival standpoint. And you might be thinking like, oh, you're just being too cautious. No, not really. And another thing that's kind of influencing this decision in a big way is going to be the presence of Sacred Orb, because I know that we're going to have a better chance of getting those higher quality tier items from an Angel deal. The Angel deal definitely seems a lot more appealing to me. A lot more. So, and yes, I mean, the same holds true, of course, for devil deals, but I'd rather go for Angel deals. I think it would benefit us even more, and we don't have to worry about losing our HP for it. Plus, who's to say that we're not going to get devil deals later on? You know, we're pretty much guaranteed either an Angel deal or a devil deal every single floor. So we could take Fat on Mushroom, although that would remove a lot of our movement speed, and we could roll, but honestly, I'd rather just go to the next floor. We could check the curse room, but it's usually not worth it. Ooh. Now, hang on a second now. If we go get a key, we go get Uno Llave. We might be able to get both of these chests here. We might be able to get both of them. This is not going to work. Yeah, that's not going to work. I'm not going to risk not getting this one. Yeah, so it is possible to place the bomb there perfectly, but it's just not worth not getting in there. However, now that we have enough money to we have enough keys, so if we get a bomb, we could potentially gonna go in here just to check it. Okay, so yeah, it wasn't worth it. If we had gotten a bomb, I'm not gonna roll for a bomb, obviously, because it's a wooden chest. All right, so Racer is back, but yeah, I'm not going to try to roll for a bomb. That's just a huge waste of resources. Maggie's bow is excellent for us. Ooh, wow, we get a nickel as well. Basically paid for that the key that we got. Maggie's bow is also going to give us double healing for every red heart that we pick up. We've been debated by the D20 before. We can't do it again. We just can't. It is not wise and greedier. Yeah, I will not be tempted by the temptress that is the D20 key. Screw. I mean, we're already capped on tiers, and I'm not D100ing this. You cannot convince me to D100 the sacred orb away. Queen of Hearts is a little bit sad, but okay. So card against humanity. If we end up getting, we have negative luck, which kind of sucks. But if we end up getting petrified poop, this could be huge. Because this is potentially a lot of money. We gotta get petrified poop though. That's the thing. Getting some money here and there, but it's not good enough. Could have made a big time play with the D20 and the card against humanity, along with the Queen of Hearts, had enough hearts dropped on the ground. But it's still, it's a big risk, and it's not worth it. It doesn't work very well in Greedier. Come on, petrified poop, come on. It's a huge room. It's a massive room. Really? Really? And there you go. All right. That was a pretty crappy room. I'm just going to take Glass Eye because I'm just going to take the damage. And let's look for a good eraser target here. Not the nubs, for sure. Not the dips. Too easy. Again, not the dips. Fat Isaac's Q-bones are definitely kind of up there, but I think we can do better. Again, the Fat Isaacs aren't really all that big of a deal. Got great tiers right here. Lotties, yeah, sign me the hell up. So that time the wait definitely paid off, as we no longer have to worry about Claudies. Any Stros are definitely up there as well, but I'm very, very satisfied with not having to worry about Claudies on Greedier mode. It's a fairly tame wave here on this floor, and I'm fine with that. But notice how we only have 16 cents, and that is how we like to say no bueno. Gotten more money out of chests and random drops than we have from greed itself. Mr. Dolly doesn't really do anything for us. We already have maxed out tiers in our range. While it is very bad, it's not necessarily going to be the best choice. I'm real tired of the game trying to spawn stuff on us. The knockback from 8-inch nails is going to be quite nice to have, except against charging enemies like Gurglings, for example. And like Gurdy Jr. Though it's much more effective against Gurdy Jr. because obviously she has a much wider body, so we can actually stop her in her tracks before she gets close to us. But yeah, this is a pretty tame floor, and I'm honestly all for it. Now, if we had a bunch of red heart HP, we would definitely have a big time play with any demon judgments or anything like that. Along with Maggie's bow, we would have basically virtually. Oh my God, that was the most ridiculous charge I have ever seen in my entire life. I pay for Discord for. I can't hit the soundboard on that one. I wish I could, but got Bumbino freaking charging from across Brazil over here. We had to get 2 active items. We were forced to give up Eraser. I truly do not think it's worth. Truly, I do not think it's worth losing Sacred Orb and Greed. Like, Greed is one thing, but Greedier is a totally different ball game that we're talking about here. Truly, I don't believe that it is worth it. Okay, so we have an automatic refill on, or we're already filled up on Eden Soul. We need HP here. So I am going to go for Mr. Dolly, and luckily it gave us 3 soul hearts, so we got lucky. We lucked out there. Now, did I have to spend 10 cents to get those full charges when, like, we could have just charged up on the next floor? No, but I'll talk about it in a moment. But the thing is that if we end up getting, like, anything, and I mean anything at all, out of it that can help us, it's better to use it now than wait for the angel deal. Like, anti-grav is not going to be it, Chief. What is this game doing to me? Spin down die. Now, that's another interesting greedier item there. Spin down die Sacred Orb. How is this going to work out, I wonder? Well, I'm going to use... I didn't want to use Eden's Blessing in here. Or Eden's Soul, but I'm going to. Get 9 volt. I mean, we can use the 9 volt for... We can use the 9 volt to refill spin down die. Dude, I don't even know what's going on anymore in this entire run. Okay, so we need to get enough money to get spin down, because spin down is going to be the play here. Already kind of a missing... I'm missing Eraser, I'm not going to lie. I would have loved to have removed a few more enemy types off of the board, but... Spiders, for sure. The flying... You know what monsters. Onis would have been another nice one to remove. That very reason. Oh, okay. The Gish mobs would have been another very nice target for Eraser. Very convenient rocks there for you there, fighters. Our shot speed is banging, though. I will say that, especially after getting Speedball. Okay, so we lost way more HP than I'm willing to be happy about. And now, if we were on Red Heart HP, it'd be one thing. We'd be fine. But the problem is that we get no benefit out of Maggie's bow with only 1 HP, or just being on Soul Hearts. Okay, here we go. Spin down, spin dizzle. Here we go. Tech 0. Don't want Ouija board. Incubus. Incubus wouldn't be bad. Nicole. Nicole turns into lard. Incubus turns into 8-inch nails. Tech 0. Anti-grav turns into rubber cement, which with this amount of knockback is not necessarily the good idea. I would love just to outright buy lump of coal, but we just don't have any money as a thing. And we can get Incubus immediately. Let's wait on spin down. This is going to be kind of a risk because we're not in good health here. And lump of coal would be so good with this build. We're in no hurry here. We don't have to fight war face to face. We can use our shot speed, use our range. We can very easily knock bombs away from ourselves, so we're fine there. There's no reason to be anywhere near war right here. The reason why we're waiting on using spin down is because obviously if we get something in the angel deal or the devil deal that could benefit us even more, then we need to be able to have that reroll. This is going to be actually kind of harder than Super Gluttony and War, although Wrath is kind of glitching out right now. I'm not sure what's going on with him. Okay. I have never seen Wrath do that before. You'd say, well, it was obviously a knockback, but like he was like, it would look like he was colliding with something, like straight up just colliding with nothing. Predictable as the day is long, we get a devil deal, and that turns into missing no. At least we get 2 soul hearts. I do not want to take dark matter. I think the play here is going to be taking, although that we could have gotten 3 soul hearts had I taken dark matter, but that locks us into devil deals, and that's not what I want. We're 1 cent away from getting lump of coal, man. But if I take lump of coal, then I can't get Incubus. Oh yeah, lose 9 volt. Well, never mind then. We get Ouija board. I totally forgot that we would lose that. My dang on that. And we could have bought lump of coal as well. 1 bond for 2 cents is pretty bad. I'm gonna save that, but I'm not feeling good about this right now. And before we go any further, I'm gonna read last week's question of the episode, and of course, oh baby, that's music to my ears right there. I didn't even see what Rolliver turns into, and I probably should have looked, but okay, so Magic Mush is here. But anyway, before we go any further, I want to read last week's question of the episode, which was say whatever you want. Obviously, it was after the death episode, which a lot of people were very, very, very excited about, and also very scared about, and I don't blame you, because I would also be one of those people. But we did have a lot of responses. Ooh, that turns into 9 lives. That'd be nice. Also, the nail was not terrible here. So anyway, I said, say whatever you want. And by far, the most upvoted comment that I had by far was from David Wallacom, who said the Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. Students begin at the starting line. Once the test begins, the running speed starts slowly, but gets faster each minute after you hear the signal. Thank you, David. Yep. The next most upvoted comment came in. Ooh, half price key. I will buy 2 of these half price keys just because we only need 2 more. The next most upvoted comment came in from the Panmant 2744, who just simply said, "Wee!" Thank you very much, Panman. I'm actually going to take piercing shots here. Even though the body would be nice, piercing shots is quite nice and greedier. And last but not least, we had a lexicon who just simply said, "Sissy!" So thank you, Mosh Pit. I mean, it was for fun, obviously, because, like, you know, it was such a stressful time. We need 3 full charges to get Magic Mush here from less than 3. So we can do that, and that would also in the process get us 9 lives. There we go. We need 3 full charges on spin down die and enough money to buy it, which means that we can't really be taking we can't really be buying too many full charges. We're not gonna have enough money for it. So spin down die is charged up. We could stop the charge right now. This is absolute hell what we're going through currently. Apparently there's still one more red blorb. There we go. And I can't help but shake the feeling how awesome it would have been to get Lump of Coal. It's the most delayed red blorb spawn I think I've ever seen in my life. This is hell. And I guess I should feel lucky that they're relegated all the way up there. The game definitely took some liberties with this wave, let's put it that way. And also, by the way, game, I've noticed that you haven't put in any single erased mobs since we erased them, other than the flies that one time against Duke, so, you know, good programming on you. We need to spin down once, say goodbye to the nail, and then we need to spin down again to get 9 lives, and then we need one more spin down. We need one more spin down and 5 cents to get Magic Mush. Gertie did spawn some flies. Whatever just happened, I hate it. Please die. Ma'am, you have no... Thank you. Okay, so we can get Magic Mush here. God, Humbling Bundle would be so dude, but it would cost us 10 cents and also Magic Mush. I am not passing up. The double Super Pride. This has been a really, really rough greedier, I would say. Thank God we've got Sacred Orb. Did get an Angel Deal. Gave us Purgatory and Ring of Protection. Now, Purgatory will turn into Dogma, which is not something you see ever. So obviously we're gonna go for Purgatory. And it definitely hurts my soul that we're not gonna be able to get. It hurts that we can't get Humbling Bundle, but hey, Levy. The risk going into the curse room. Purgatory is going to be quite helpful for us, as long as it doesn't spawn in any like weird locations. But we need more Red Heart HP though to really sort of like set us up for success. I've got faith in you, Spin Down. It's only going to get harder from here with us only having 2 HP and Marbles is not the answer, Chief. A sulfur is interesting, but it's not interesting enough. It's impractical to think that we would be able to get sulfur. And marbles is just sad. Especially for having Sacred Orb, but what can you do? Okay, so Luckfoot turns into Yumheart. Yeah, not really nothing doing here. Take a risk and open that up. Here's to the Scholar. Ooh, boy. This is the worst thing about Greedier is having to decide whether or not you want to re-roll or just go with it. Like Guppy's Paw turns into Lump of Coal. I'm not going to use Guppy's Paw right now. The reason being is because I think it would be unwise. And honestly, we may have to go with Guppy's Paw over Spin Down Die, maybe, if we end up getting into a death loop, which I don't want to get into. But this is the real like bugbear about Greedier, is that like we can't really spend a lot of money on re-rolling because we get so little money that we don't have an opportunity to really catch up, is the thing. But these are legendarily bad items for us for having Spin Down. So luckily we did get only a twofer on the roll. Hand of the Rye turns into Gemini, turns into Toxic Shock. There's no way that we're going to be able to get SMB Superfan. I don't know. It's rough out here, Sarge. So now you see the reason why I personally don't prefer to play Greedier. I think it is just an unfun version of Greed. Some people like the challenge, and that's cool. If you're sadistic like that and you enjoy this kind of thing, then hey, I'm there for you. But if I'm gonna play Greed mode, like I want to play Greed mode. I don't want to like have to make like life-changing decisions here of like, well, are we gonna re-roll this to try to get better items, or are we just gonna be stuck with like bad items? And to be quite honest, I'm really disappointed in Sacred Orb. Sacred Orb should have had much more of an impact, in my opinion, so far in this run, and it just feels like it hasn't yet. Yes, we did get Magic Mush and 9 lives, but I would expect more from our Angel deals, especially. Yeah, so like we barely got 15 cents here. So what do we buy? You know, I mean, again, it's unreasonable to think that we would get SMB Superfan here. And even meat is not that great of a buy. It does give us damage and a health up, but like it's not super great. That's the real crux of the problem with Greedier, that you're forced to make these really, really, really tough decisions. And if you don't have good items to choose from, then it becomes like a depressing experience. Come on for a second. There we go. 4.5 volts actually, or the 120 volts actually ripping for us right now, and I appreciate that. Purgatory doing work as well. No idea where Purgatory is. Also, this is definitely what hell looks like. Take your pick, Purgatory. Plenty of targets in here, bro. Somehow we didn't get hit in all that. And yeah. Yeah. Hanley coming up with Bupkis. So we need to make a decision. Do we take Guppy's Paw or do we roll it into Lump of Coal and just let it ride? We could just take Guppy's Paw and use it now to get 9 soul hearts. I'm gonna take Lump of Coal just because it feels like the right play to do. Just feels right. As we're going to need way more damage than what we have to beat Super Greed. By Super Greed, I mean Ultra Greed. Force Papers, starter deck. Now that turns into Diplopia, and that could be something. It could be something here. Placebo turns into Diplopia, which gives us technically 2 rerolls with spin down die. Oh. Guppy's eye turns into Binge Eater. Holy cow. Okay. Okay, we got ourselves a situation here. I really don't want to buy a heart, but we cannot afford to die right now. And I know what you're saying just use a Queen of Hearts, stupid. Well, that's not the play. The play is to use the Queen of Hearts to survive against Ultra Greed. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that we use. Bro, there's another hand after that long. Are you kidding me? Okay, we got to get Greed out of here. Random mom hand finds random secret room, more at 11. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm thinking in a second. I have to like actually like kind of concentrate because these dodges are insane right now. Okay. 5 more cents would definitely take that. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that obviously we get Diplopia. We have to get Diplopia here, right? I mean, that just has to happen. This is the last floor. Spin down Diplopia. We buy it for 15 cents. Okay. Then we need to get another full charge on spin down, and we can't do that right now. I thought that we were going to have a full charge in here. So the plan was to use Diplopia on spin down, get a full charge, get Binge Eater, come back. Or use spin down on Diplopia. Spin down to get Diplopia. Okay. Then we get a full charge on spin down. And then we go into the first room, use spin down again to get Binge Eater, come back into the shop, and then use Diplopia to spawn a bunch of Binge Eater pedestals. But the problem is that we don't have a full charge on spin down now. And what I should have done is I should have come back to double check this room. And the only way that this works now is if this turns into a 24-hour pill. Just can't script it. Cannot script it. Because we can still get Binge Eater, but Binge Eater is totally useless now. Because it's not going to give us Binge Eater items. Or there's no we would have to die to get full charges. My God. think that just saved us. I think we Diplopia body. It gets 6 HP. And then we use the Queen of Hearts plus Maggie's bow. I think that's it. I think that's the ultimate. That's probably the best case scenario that we could have hoped for in this point. And then we can't really buy anything else. We can't spin down anything, so maybe look and hope that we get a 2 of diamonds, I guess. But the Queen of Hearts is going to be our savior in all of this. We could also just try to get starter deck and then buy maybe a second card. Oh, baby. Tech point 5 would be the cherry on top. Oh, baby. Oh, and Tech 1? Oh, come on. Please. Please, game. One time. Just one time, please. Hurts. It hurts, but we can't really complain because we just got two items for basically nothing. No. One bomb. One bomb. We could play this Demon Judgment and then use the Queen of Hearts immediately, but let's not get crazy. There's no reason for us to go in here and get Guppy's Eye at this point. And one bomb could get us a little bit more help here. Even 1 cent, man. We could at least get one more card. No, I mean, it is a cheap. I guess it is a cheap payout for Demon Judgments and Greedier. Use the Nasia. Yeah, sure. Okay. All right, well, here we go, team. We can't die here. Ultimately, I think the play that's going to end up being the difference is holding on to this Queen of Hearts. I really, truly think that that's going to be it. That combined with Maggie's bow. Now, I don't want to use the Queen of Hearts yet until we take damage, because I don't want to accidentally be walking over and overhealing too much. This is going to be a long fight. We don't have great damage. I would have loved a little bit more damage. I would have loved a little bit more anything out of Sacred Orb, to be honest. Sacred Orb really kind of disappointed me, but it did get us some quality items. I mean, it got us raw liver. It got us magic mush for sure. But I was hoping for a little bit more than that. The Diplopia and the into the body was huge, though. But we still would have had 3 HP. So let's see if we get hit for 3 HP in this fight. And remember, we still have the Queen of Hearts. So as long as we don't get completely screwed by the Queen of Hearts, we should be okay. Territory is down bottom left. I'm trying to use our lump of coal as much as possible here. He's going to try to cut the room off on us. Take our first hit. Yeah, racing greed heads would have been probably wise as well. Yeah, so we would not have had to use the Queen of Hearts yet had we not gotten double body. Now we would have. Not sure what hit us there. I thought I was far away from that coin, but apparently not. So if we didn't get double body, I would have used it now, but I'm still going to wait. I'm going to wait until we absolutely must rip it. It's been a while since I fought Greedier, so this is going to be a little rough around the edges, team. We had any kind of homing right now. Good spot for us. Not anymore. Can't really see what he's doing, so I can't. Reason why I didn't want to move. Didn't even need the Queen of Hearts. Let's see how many hearts we would have gotten, though. Yeah, we would have been fine. Even on 3 HP, we would have been fine with Maggie's bow because it only takes one heart to heal it up for Maggie's bow. So, oh boy, that was something. But we are gonna get the dub here on a wacky Wednesday. Thank you everybody for all the support. Like I said, the Mosh Pit has been absolutely rocking it with the like streak goal, and I'd love to get the next one here sooner than later. And thank you all very much for all the support. Hope you had a great start to your midweek here. The question of the episode is, what would you rather play, Greedier or something else? As in like a different game. Post them in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts. The most upvoted comments will be read on next week's episode. And thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, everybody. And until next time, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Like, thanks to patrons of mine like Avery, Missy, and Katoryu. If you'd like to have your own name read at the end of an Isaac episode, then check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find over at patreon.com/Sinvicta.